All right, speaking of good and healthy and perfect for cooler weather, Lucy Greer joined us in the Studio 10 kitchen showing a recipe for Tex-Mex soup. Take a look. Welcome into the Studio 10 kitchen alongside Lucy Greer this morning with Greer's grocery stores. Lucy, great to see you once again.
Thank you.
So what are we working on today?
We are going to make a turkey sweet potato Tex-Mex soup. It's a really good one. It's January, so I feel like we should be eating soup no matter what the weather is.
It's a good move. It's a good call. I like that.
And you could, of course, use ground beef in this. I'm just going to use ground turkey because I like getting it cooks up so well, especially for soups or sauces. But you could also make this vegetarian if you'd like to.
Yeah, that's an option too. I bet a lot of people would take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I like to throw a little bit of meat in there, personally.
I know, I know. Spiro does too. So if you did want to make this vegetarian, because we're going to, add in some sweet potato and some protein with these black beans, but you could just switch the chicken broth for veggie broth and of course omit the meat. So
did you have a hard time pulling that sweet potato out of the ground? That's a big one.
You know, I did, and that's why I had to call you in to get your help.
With the extra muscle?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just going to start in this pot, and I have a pound of ground turkey, and this is the 85% lean one. You can use that, or the 98% lean one. So either way, if you do have a little bit of extra fat in here, you can drain that off, but we won't have much. So I'm just going to get this going in here.
Well, if you missed it, last week was the first time Lucy came back since the whole pandemic started. And I know all of us, and you especially, want to say thanks to all the people, all the grocery store workers and everyone who have just through this time been so incredible.
Absolutely. Our people have been amazing. We have had very few people that did have to leave due to health concerns, and we've had very few team members affected by the virus, and we are still taking every precaution out there to keep our people safe and our customers safe. So we are absolutely thankful to be in a business that we can serve the communities and keep jobs.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're thankful.
Well, that's great. Well, this looks like a great recipe here. We're going to have this recipe posted on fox10tv.com, so if you want to follow along during the program, you can. Of course, you can pick it up as well for yourself to make at some later point when you do your shopping. And speaking of which, multiple ways to shop at Greer's, whether in person, pick up, delivery, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So just like we were talking about, we're keeping everybody safe in store. If you do not want to come into the store, we have options for curbside pickup. So you can download our free app, or you can go to greers.com/shop and you put your order in online, and it's everything that's in store is available online. So meat, produce, of course, all groceries. There's deli items on there, wine and beer. And if you shop in a store that has a liquor store, like down on DIP or over in Pensacola, you can also, or Fairhope, you can get your liquor online too. So anything available in store is available online, and it's so simple. You put your order in and we shop for you, and you just pull up to the store, let us know you're there, and we will safely bring it out. And if you didn't want to do that option, we also have delivery options as well. So
and how many years have y'all been a part of the Gulf Coast now? 102 or something like that?
5. We are in
105?
Yes, we are in year 105. Absolutely incredible. It seems like, just yesterday we're celebrating our 100th year. So we are celebrating year 105, and we are in the process of, always in the process of remodeling stores, building new stores. We are going to be opening our new store downtown Mobile on St. Louis Street this year in 2021. Hopefully, we're projecting March or April. So we're just, all about reinvesting in the stores and communities where we serve.
Well, that's great. Well, we got a lot more to talk about here in the kitchen with Lucy Greer. Get the recipe. We'll be right back, y'all. Back in the kitchen with Lucy Greer. I see you're working on some sweet potatoes right there.
Yes, I just peeled one sweet potato and diced it up, and we have 1 pound of ground turkey in this pot that we've just been cooking for a few minutes over medium-high heat. And now I'm going to add 1 onion and 1 yellow bell pepper. We're working on our Tex-Mex turkey and sweet potato soup.
I think this sounds awesome. We're actually having sweet potato waffle fries tonight.
Ooh, yum.
But this is another great use for sweet potatoes.
Yeah, it is a great use. I love sweet potatoes. And this is just kind of a different way to use them, which is good. So I'm just going to add in those veggies, and it's not going to take that long to cook. I mean, this soup, is only going to take about 30 minutes total, because we just, cook that turkey real quick. We're going to saute these veggies up with a little bit of garlic powder, some cumin, some chili powder, and salt and pepper. And once we add in our liquid here in a little bit, it's only going to take about 20 minutes for these sweet potatoes to get tender. So
is that kosher salt you put in
Yes,
there?
it was kosher salt. So we have kind of our chili flavors going on, and I'm just going to let these dried spices hit the heat so they kind of wake up a little bit.
That's a good
before I add our liquid.
How are your kids with sweet potatoes?
They're okay with sweet potatoes. Of course, they like French fries of any sort, and they love sugar naturally. So I would think that they would love sweet potato casserole, which at the holidays, I think they're always just kind of too wired to like sit down and eat.
Yeah.
But because I always think, oh, they'll eat the sweet potato casserole. So sometimes I'll cook sweet potatoes and put a little honey on it and mash it up, and they'll do pretty good. And often I like to dice them up and just roast them, like for Spiro and I. And we were talking earlier about russet potatoes.
Yeah.
And I don't really peel russet potatoes, and I don't even typically peel sweet potatoes. I just eat the skin too, so I like to dice them up and roast them for supper.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I had this notion as a kid that I didn't like sweet potatoes, but now looking back, I'm like, what was wrong with me?
I know.
Sweet potatoes are the bomb.
Yeah, they are really good. We didn't really eat them that much growing up, rather than, around holidays and stuff like that, but we eat them all the time now, so they're good. The other things we are going to add are some black beans, and then I'm going to use 2 cans of tomatoes. I just have 1 can of regular diced tomatoes, and I'm going to add the juice, and then I have a can of fire roasted tomatoes too.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's
adding a little bit of heat elements, which you would expect with that, so that's good.
Yes.
Hey, when we come back here for our final segment with Lucy from Greer's, we'll tell you about some new stuff going on at Greer's as well that might benefit you. Stick around, you're watching Studio 10. Welcome back. We are so happy to be in the Studio 10 kitchen cooking with Lucy Greer once again, back for 2021. We're so excited to have you back.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back every Wednesday, so I was able to pick up my typical day here back in the studio. So I'm glad to be back here for a second week.
Well, you always do such great stuff and so many things that folks can make at home for themselves, go to the grocery store, pick these things up, and that's what you're working on today.
Absolutely. I love to share simple recipes that everybody feels like that they can cook, even for a weeknight supper. I don't like to make anything too complicated. And so today we're working on our Tex-Mex turkey and sweet potato soup. So we are almost there with all of our ingredients in the pot. We started with ground turkey. We added onion, red, yellow bell pepper, but you could add whatever color you want. And then we added in some spices, some chili powder, garlic powder, some cumin, some salt and pepper. And then we added in 1 sweet potato that I just peeled and diced up. We added 2 cans of tomatoes, 1 just regular diced tomato and 1 fire roasted tomato. And now I'm going to add 48 ounces. I hope this fits. I hope I didn't get a pot that was too small.
You know what, maybe for television purposes, we can just get close enough. We do see that you do have a finished one here as well to show the folks.
So make sure you start with a pot that's big enough. So we're going to add our chicken broth, and then I'm going to add 1 can of diced chilies. and 1 can of black beans. And I did drain and rinse these black beans, and I just put them back in here. So I'm just going to add that. And like I mentioned earlier, we are just going to bring this up to a gentle boil. Then you can reduce the heat. And as soon as those sweet potatoes get tender, it's only going to take about 20 minutes, then it'll be ready to eat. And when I made this the other night, Spiro said, whoa, it tastes like this has been cooking all day. And I only cooked it for about 25 minutes. So this is really nice because the flavors develop really quickly, and it's great to put on the table during the week.
And really a pretty healthy dish.
Yeah, it really is, because it's, you know, healthy carbs, which is beans and the sweet potatoes there, and ground turkey and the broth. So it's a lot of flavor and not a lot of calories.
Great stuff. Hey, I mentioned before you want to tell the folks some new things that are going on at Greer's for the new year.
Yes, absolutely. We talked last week about our online shopping, and the great thing is too is we have $10 off any first order. So when you go to checkout online, you just type in first order in the voucher code, and you'll get $10 off. So you can shop either by using our free app. Greer, you just type in Greer's in the App Store, and that's on either Apple devices or Android. Or you can go to greers.com/shop, and all of the stores available for curbside pickup are listed, and then all the stores that have delivery options are listed. If you have an Instacart or a Shipt account, those are both options to shop in our stores and get it delivered.
Don't be intimidated. It's so easy to do. If you've been thinking about, you know, if you're concerned about coronavirus and that kind of stuff, or just whatever, it's just more convenient for you. All you need to do is get started and do it one time, and you'll kind of start to get the swing of it.
Absolutely. It is so simple. The site is simple, you know, and then the app. So the whole platform, the shopping experience is very simple, and there's options where you can put notes into us. So your personal shopper, you can put a note on every item if you want to. You can select no substitution. So if you only wanted best choice chicken broth, and if we were out of stock, you know, you don't want anything else, then you have that option. So it's very user friendly, and it's just so simple and just a great service that we're happy to offer.
Well, again, we are happy to have you back here.
Thanks.
Sharing these great recipes and information about Greer's with our viewers. This recipe is online. Check it out. So healthy for the entire family. Lucy, thanks a lot.
Thank you.